Looks like... Thank you for the 6 gift subs there, Pokenuts. I don't know if we're going to have noise from it or not. It's always the same time. It's always between 8:45 and 9 p.m. I've genuinely no idea why, but it's consistent now. It's happened a few times and always this time. And thank you very much for that gift bomb there, Pokenuts. It's not making noise at my end. It might... Oh, maybe it's about to do it now. I don't know if alerts are being alerty. Is that another 6? Oh, goodness me, Pokenuts. That's unbelievably kind of you. Thank you so much for the 12 gift subs to the stream. A double bomb right there. I don't know what else to say. Thank you for the gift, double gift bomb. Oh, and another. Oh, mate, what is going on here? What's happening now? Another 6. You're not going to keep doing 6 until it does the alert sound. 18 gift subs. Pokenuts, thank you so much, and welcome to Paul Aesthetical, Grunkle Squeaky, Mr. Twister, Warning Track, Kill Monday Samuel, lots of S, Lime Gorilla, Aristotle, Aphrodite 772. That's my mum. Sincerely Jay, Zen Swit, Cool Doom, Edam Cheese, Quetzalcoat, Crazy Kaylee, LolM4TT, Jedi Jess, Dazarino. Welcome to all of you, and I hope that is coming through on the stream and the stream is still alive. Something else I need to do is reboot the chat tracker app because that will have frozen. Let's pop that back up the road. Well, I mean, Pokenuts, thank you so much for that. That's unbelievably kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Now, there's clearly still a bug in the game because Cola said something. Yeah, maybe... So what I'm going to do is restart the game. Because of how this game works, it's easy enough to get back to this point as long as I remember who was here. So it was Cola, who's been eliminated, Samster, Arlo Mage, Mogret, Saigai Dave. And it's very important that I get those people back in that order. So what I'm going to do is stop and restart. I'm just going to take a screenshot of that, just in case for whatever reason I can't remember it. Okay, so I'm going to do this manually, and that's why that's blank. Hopefully, we'll bring the players back in. Then it was Samster. Then it was Arlo Mage. Then it was Mogra 123. And then it was Saigai Dave. Oh, hang on. Oh, I spelt it wrong. It still makes a noise, apparently. There we go. So, that should be that. Let me just... Please don't anyone else join when I make this mesh on again. I just want to... There we go. Tiebreaker question is going to be the same. If you want to put in the same answer you put before, not that it makes any difference whatsoever. In fact, because it doesn't make any difference whatsoever, I might just skip it. So, there's the tiebreak question. And just make you run out of time. Answer was 42. It should now go to the final purge straight away, and it should populate you in that order. Should. There we go. And it's back to exactly how it was before, except Cola, I'm going to throw this first question for you, I'm afraid. Oh, but you do have to still type F, if you wouldn't mind. I'll race you. That's not how you spell your name. Thank you, Cola. Very grateful. So, Cola's up first. Information. Yes, type F in chat, as if Run3 has just said there. Must indicate who in your response, and so the question is the same. So Cola decided to play this one, if I recall correctly. Oop, let's not do that maybe. Okay, well we'll do it that way then. I'm going to make you say play, which means, Cola, this is your question that you've already seen. You said Congo, which is what I'm going to make you say again, and we're going to reveal the answer and then say, sorry, it was wrong, it was Ghana, and then we looked up Congo and that was it, and bye bye Cola. And now we're back to where we were. So the questions won't change, but Samster, we're back round to you. So, back in the room, everything exactly as it was. We've had the internet die, so hopefully it won't happen again. So, if you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. Ray Davis. Who to? You need to indicate who you're passing to, Samster, so you're going to have to tell me in the actual chat now. Arlamage, Mogra, or Sci Guy Dave? And I need to assign it to somebody. Samster was passing it to Sci Guy Dave. So Sci Guy Dave, this is your question. Oh, hang on, what's going on? Sci Guy Dave. Oh, hang on. There's another player called, so there's two Sci Guy Daves, one with the name spelt wrong. Let's select that Sci Guy Dave. Sci Guy Dave, this is your question. So, good luck, Sci Guy Dave. You need to give me a full and complete answer. Here is the question. Ray Davis was the frontman for which iconic 60s band? Ten seconds. Sci Guy Dave is saying The Kinks. Is The Kinks the right answer? It is the right answer. Congratulations, Sci Guy Dave. You have answered correctly. And as a result, you are going to knock Samster out. That was a bad pass there, Samster. Bad luck. I'm afraid you've been purged. Gameplay moves on to Arlo Mage. Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. If you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. What name does Bridget Jones? I'm not going for Quizzy Dan's French quiz. Arlamage is going to play this question. Okay, so Arlamage, this is your question. Arlamage, good luck. Question is, what name does Bridget Jones give to her baby in the third film of the series? Arlamage is saying James. Is that the right answer? No, it's William. William was the answer. Bad luck. Unfortunately, it's not the right answer, Arlamage. I'm afraid you've been purged. And it's down to just two. We've had a play and a pass and a play, and in each instance the leading player has been eliminated or purged. Mogra, game comes to you. Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. It is the last question of the game. If you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. And obviously it would be Sci Guy Dave, so you don't need to in this case. Principally known for his contributions to the design of alternating current. Mark is going to pass this one over to Sci Guy Dave. So Sci Guy Dave facing two questions, and this last question of the game, Sci Guy Dave, it's for you. So, answer this one right, Sci Guy Dave, and you win. Answer it wrong, and Mogra wins. Good luck. Here it is. Principally known for his contributions to the design of alternating current, Nikola Tesla was born in which modern-day country? Thank you for the follow, we like shapes. Ten seconds. Saigo Dave is saying to me, Serbia. Is that the right answer? No, it's Croatia, just next door, different countries. Serbia and Croatia are not the same, and according to the article I read, he is born in modern-day Croatia. Very, very close, but unfortunately not the right answer. And so Saigo Dave got one question right in the final, which is no mean feat, but unfortunately, you've been purged. Which means, at the end of that game, very many congratulations must go to our friend Mogra. You have survived the Purge. Is that how you spell congratulations? It doesn't look right. I think it is. You've survived it. You have survived the Purge, Mogra. Congratulations with... Oh no, that button doesn't do anything on this screen. Well done. Apologies about the blip halfway through. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. But fortunately, this is a game. It's relatively straightforward to get back, especially if we're in a final. If we're not in a final, it's a little bit more challenging. So fortunately, we've got to this point. Maybe I need to change my stream time so that's not going to be a thing anymore. But yeah. Now, I put some closing credits in. At the moment, there's placeholder text for question writers. If you want to write questions for this game, I'm going to release the app in the next few days. It needs a few more finishing touches just to make it right. But once it is released, then you will be able to write your own question pack for this. The guy who's done it tonight, who I'll tell you about in a minute, did it in notes, and then I plugged it into the app. So app needs a little bit more work before it's ready for public release, but once it's there, and you can submit question packs for this, and you'll get your name in the credits. There are a couple of other names in the credits as well. These are people who gave significant contributions during the feedback, or have said something that has been a big part of the changes that have been made under the Game Theorists. If you feel like I should have put your name in there as well, and I've missed you out, then please do tell me if you feel like you've made a big contribution to it. Also, some of the names are pseudonyms, and I'm not a big fan of having pseudonym names in there, so if you see your name as a slightly changed version of your Twitch username, then give me a ping in the Discord, which you can join over there. Please don't be offended if I'm not put your name. There's only 4 names there, and it might just be that I've missed someone who gave a big contribution, but there's a few things have changed fundamentally about the game, and I felt that was big enough to warrant a credit. So, but if you want a credit and you've contributed, just give me a shout. I'm more than happy to put your name in. So we'll play another game in a minute, and enjoy the credits. See you shortly. Okay, give me a second just to flip over the question pack. Hopefully there won't be any crashes on this second game. I can't think why there would be. The danger zone time has already passed. So let's go September 26th B. Let me actually. Oh, let's not put that there. Oh no, because I'm on BRB anyway, so you can't see that screen, so that's fine. Yeah, because I'm an idiot, I completely overlooked the fact that I need to actually add a section on the app for the tiebreaker. So the tiebreaker is currently just, separately manually typed. But that's that tiebreaker in. September 26th, question pack B. Okay, I think we're good to go. So let's play game number 2. The animation's slightly closer to being in sync now, which is nice. AJQR, if you want to come play game number 2, I will tell you who wrote the question pack after we've done the tiebreaker question. Reminder, there's only 40 slots in this game for reasons of making it look nice on the screen. It's 26, which is nice. So, this question pack is a guest question pack, and I'll tell you who wrote it. See if you can guess after the tiebreak question. And then the third question pack of the night is a special question pack. There is a theme to the third question pack that's been written by me, and I'm quite proud of it, actually. And my wife thought it was quite funny. The aesthetic is the only reason to do anything. Yeah, you're right, Jack. Clive is going to predict egg just on a whim. Ash has got food arriving shortly. That's fine, mate. Special question here, especially for Matt. Yeah, I think there probably is, Matt, yeah. Up to 29. 29's a good number. Brig, Effrontery, Dogfish, Keshi, Alamage, Clive, Brian, Theory Again, Paul of the Car, DC Simmons, Stormvision, Drahuska, ABME, Dr. Mummy, Matt the Ref, Margaret Charlemagne, Jack Wilfred, We Like Shapes, Cola Cola, El Guapo, Art and Fets, Puzzle Dan, Kekla Coach, Nata, etc., Pedro Nuevo, Listwitz, Amy, Samster, JPB. Hello JPP, welcome to the stream. And anyone else who's joined, so I had to reset my chat tracker, so I'll just go down everyone again. Samster, Puzzle Dan, Alamage, Keshi Head, Cola, Saigar Dave, Egg Fried Cheese, Effrontery, Listwitch, Jack Rolfred, Ash, Mogra, Brian, Score Count, Brig, David, Shadowmane, Dr. Mummy, etc., Poda Nuevo, DC Simmons, Car the 7th, me, We Like Shapes, Matt the Ref, Silent Marine, Dogfish, JPB, Clive the Legend, Theory Again, Portus the Storm, Vision, Drahuska, ABME, El Guapo, Arden Fetz, Kegler Coach, Nata, and Amy. Welcome to all of you. Lovely to have you here. I hope you're having a good night. Apologies for the little glitch earlier on. And again, can I just say a massive thank you to Pokenuts for that 18 gift sub bomb. It's just unprecedentedly kind of you, and thank you so much. For your generosity. A reminder that I'm taking a week off next week. I've been streaming 2 nights a week, every week for 6 months now, I think. So I'm taking a week off to officially close out season 1. It also opens up the door for Ash to do his season finale. I know he's got Duel next week. He's having a very, very busy week. He's got Duels on Tuesday, possibly Wednesday, possibly Friday. And of course, he's got his big charity stream on Saturday. So yeah, I'm not here on Saturday. Ash is going to be doing his charity stream. And if you want to donate to that, the link is already open. And I'm just going to find the link. And I know a few people have already given those. People actually donated prizes from the Google That final. So Samster and 8Minky, I know, certainly both donated their prizes from the final of Google That to that cause. And it's a really good cause for Save the Children. That's next Saturday on Ash's stream. That link is now live, so if you wanted to go and donate to that and get ahead of the game, do feel free to go and do that. Great cause, and really looking forward to catching some 500 questions next Saturday. So I won't be here Tuesday, I won't be here next Saturday, but Ash will be here, I think, on both of those days at the same time. The 500 questions is going to be an all-day thing, so there'll be plenty to keep you occupied. Of course, in between you've also got Tipster from tomorrow night for the Pinnacle Larder. You've got Matt the Ref for Take It or Leave It on Monday. You've got Quet's early morning Sunday, as well as Thursday afternoon. And of course, you've got our friend Quizzy Dan on Thursday evening at 8 for his Quizzy Bingo. So there's loads going on to keep you occupied. Don't knock the camera off, Ben. That's a very expensive camcorder. Apart from me constantly having to fiddle with it, I'm hoping that the quality coming out is better. Oh, you don't know if Tips is here this week? Well, if he is, it's 7 PM tomorrow night. Oh, Quizzy Dan isn't here on Thursday. He's on leave as well. Okay, so it's all Ash. Ash, everyone's on leave next week. I'm on leave, Quizzy Dan's on leave, Tipster might be away. It's all Ash and Matt. Matt on Monday, and then Quetz midweek Thursday, and then Ash. All's good. Theory of game, I think, popping out of the lobby there. I'm going to close the lobby in about 30 seconds. Oh, you got to drop out. No worries, mate. No worries. Maybe see you for game 3, but if not, have a good rest of the weekend. Right, I'm going to count you back from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lock the lobby. Let's purge. Okay, a reminder that this is a guest pack and that the game starts with the tiebreaker question. There are 31 of you in live play. As always, the tiebreaker question has a numerical answer. Please answer in digits, and this will factor as your tiebreaker if we need to break the tie when we get towards going to the final purge. Here is your tiebreaker question. You're whispering to Persephone's Twitch bot, not in public chat. It won't be processed in public chat, and it will be deleted by a moderator. So Persephone's Twitch bot at the ready. Whisper to her. Here's the tiebreaker question. As of 1st September 2020, how many standing and operating roller coasters are there in the world? Get a number in. And a reminder that your tiebreaker will be whatever you say minus the correct answer transferred into a positive. So however far away you are will be your tiebreaker. 5,201 was the answer, and as Ash has pointed out, and Clive as well, yes, this guest pack has been written by Egg Fried Cheese, to whom I am enormously grateful. And factoid from Egg there. Africa is 91, Asia 2,663, Australia 27, Europe 1,000. Only 27 in Australia, really? Wow. Europe has 1,340, North America is 907, and South America 173. So a lot in Asia. I'm surprised Australia's only got 27 roller coasters. That's a big island. It is a big old place. So 5,201 was the correct answer, and that will serve as your tiebreaker later on. So, Egg Fried Cheese's question pack. Very best of luck to you all. Let's go to question number 1. So the breakpoint is at 50% for this first round. 50% or more of you get this one wrong, you will trigger the first purge. Options are A or B. Here they are. Kane Firth. Question is, what is the surname of the actor who portrayed Arthur in the film Kingsman: The Secret Service? Just type the letter A or B to the bot before the time runs out. And looks like we just about all got an answer in there, so nicely done if you did get an answer in. Let's have a look and see what the answer was. It was A, Caine, yes. Michael Caine played Arthur. Colin Firth played a different character who was not called Arthur. I can't remember, I haven't seen that film. I have seen the film, but not for a little while. I did enjoy it very much. Both the first and the second one are very, very good. Right, let's see what's going to happen. How many of you got that one wrong? Let's start the purge meter. Well, more than a quarter of you got it wrong, certainly. It's still climbing. 50% is the breakpoint. If we hit that breakpoint, we will go to a very, very early purge. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. No abstentions. 80% of you giving the wrong answer there. Only 19.4% give me the answer Kane. That is a massive opening purge. And you've now got to answer this question correctly in order to survive and go on to question number 2. Could be a one-question game for a lot of you. Let's find out who is going to be in purge number 1. As you can see, most of you there. Brian, DC Simmons, Stormvision, Drahuska, Arden Fetz, and Listwitz all avoiding the purge. Not quite enough to automatically trigger the final purge if you all get it wrong. But that is a hefty first purge, and we are looking to potentially lose some players from this game. You've got to get this one right to survive. This one is not multiple choice. Good luck. Here is the first purge question. How many letters are used in the standard Lithuanian alphabet? That is a killer of a first purge question as well. absolute killer first question here. Unless you know your linguistics very well. Arlam Age, Dr. Mummy, Kegler Coach, Shadowmain, Dr. Mummy, Kegler Coach. Just Dr. Mummy not getting an answer in. Dr. Mummy will be eliminated. Well, let's find out what the answer is. And who's going out. It's 32. And Egg Fried Cheese, you have obliterated this lobby of players. Every single player in the Purge has gone out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to all of you. Effrontery is one away. Kegler Coach is one away. I'd be inclined to condone answers that are one away, because that is brutal, but I'm not going to do that for the integrity of the game. Absolutely rock solid opener there. I'm not going to do it. I think we'll get the third game in. We'll have a third game. Does mean that Egg might be able to just make some tweaks to his question pack, and we could possibly, if we have a short game, Egg could make some tweaks, and we could just do it again sometime. 25 players. Didn't expect to purge after question 1, and certainly didn't expect every single player to get it wrong. But unfortunately, you 25 players after question number 1, I'm afraid you have been purged. Which means there are only 6 of you left for question 2. Brian, DC Simmons, Stormvision, Drahuska, Ardenfett, and Listwit. You are all still very much alive, having gotten that question right. The breakpoint is now 60%. There are still 2 answers. We are having another game tonight, so don't panic. Egg might even be able to scramble together some extra questions depending what happens next. 60% is the cut-off point to trigger, or the breakpoint to trigger a next purge. Here's question 2. Options are red, black. The note F on a harp is identified by which coloured string? That's time. See what the answer was. It's black. The F string is black. The C string is red, but the F string is black. Okay. If we hit 60% or higher, we are going to a second purge. Otherwise, we will continue to question 3. Let's find out what's going to happen. Start the meter. That's telling us that 4 incorrect answers or more will lead to a purge. We're over halfway towards it. It's still going. It's still going. And we're there. No abstentions. 33% getting that one right, but 66.7% getting it wrong, which means we have triggered purge number 2 after question number 2. Let's find out who's going to be in it. Brian, Stormvision, Drahuska, and Ardenfett, which means DC Simmons and Listwitz, you are safely out of this purge, and if anybody here gets this question wrong, you are also in the final. If all of these players get it right, then we continue. If they all get it wrong, or even if just one person gets it wrong, then we are going to the final purge. Good luck, Brian, Drahuska, Stormvision, and Ardenfett. Here is your second purge question. In golf, a shot 3 under par is also known by which large bird? Only less in the Klingon alphabet. And everyone has answered. Just going to wait for that clock to tick down. I would manually speed it up, but by the time I've done that, yeah, it's all good. There's time. Let's have a look and see what the answer was and who got it wrong. It's an albatross. Ardenfett's going for eagle. Brian, Drahuska, and Stormvision all getting that one right, but Ardenfett's getting that one wrong means that we have, yes, an eagle is 2 under par. Albatross is 3 under par. Very often a hole in one, but not always. So, Ardenfett, that is the wrong answer, and after just 2 questions, we are into the final 5, and we are going to the final. Unfortunately, Ardenfett, you have been purged. We're into... Oh, I forgot to do the camera zoom thing. Come on, camera, come back to life. There we go. Actually, I don't need to turn it off and on again. I just need to do... Oh, hello. That's too far. I just need to zoom it in and out. What did you miss? Not your fault. How has this happened? We're at the final purge, and congratulations to Stormvision, Drahuska, Brian, DC Simmons, and Listwitz. For what it's worth, Listwitz and DC Simmons are both in the lead. Brian, Drahuska, and Stormvision on 1. I was going to have a look to see who is going to be starting off. DC Simmons is going to be starting off. His tiebreaker was 4,650 out. Listwitz's was 5,093 out. Why is that? Oh no, the 2 is the score. So DC Simmons, you're going to be starting off the lead, so you're going to have control of the game. Let's go to the final purge now. All but 5 players have been purged after 2 questions, but only one of you can emerge as the champion. So you should know how this works from the last game. DC Simmons, you've got to decide whether to go first or last. DC Simmons is currently leading, or therefore decide whether they play first or last. So just whisper F or L now, DC Simmons, to decide whether you want to take the first question or the last question. DC Simmons has chosen to go last. Questions will therefore be asked in ascending order, starting with Stormvision, who was the lowest scoring, furthest away with their tiebreak. So, Stormvision, how this works, you'll be shown half a question, and you need to decide based on that half a question whether you want to play it or you want to pass it. If you want to pass it, you must tell me who you want to pass it to when you whisper the answer. Whoever gets it right will save themselves, and if you've nominated, you'll be eliminated. If you get it wrong, you'll be eliminated. If you play Stormvision and get it right, you get to choose somebody else to eliminate. So, good luck. Stormvision, first decision to make is whether you want to play or pass the question based on half a question. So Stormvision, decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else to eliminate Egg. Poor Egg, he spent a lot of time on those questions. So Storm, if you want to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. If you want to nominate, you've got to tell me who. Passing it to Listwitz. So Listwitz, this is your question. Get this one right, Listwitz, you knock Stormvision out of the game. If you get it wrong, you knock yourself out. Here's the question in full. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in 1756, but who was his father? Ten seconds. Yeah, that's what I thought, Ash. Amadeus Philipp Wolfgang. Let's have a look and see what the correct answer is. It's Leopold Mozart. I know he did have an alternate name, which I am just going to double check. No, the full name was Johann George Leopold Mozart, which I would have accepted. He was commonly known as Leopold Mozart. So unfortunately, Listwitz, a good guess as any, and unfortunately, you've been purged. Leopold Mozart. So, play continues to Drahuska, and again, Drahuska, the first thing you've got to decide is whether you want to play or pass the question. So, decide whether you want to play, whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. If you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. Here's your first half of the question, Drahuska. In a standard court, you're going to do, Drahuska. Pass to DC Simmons. So DC Simmons, this question is just for you. So you get this one right, DC Simmons. You knock Drahuska out of the game. You get it wrong, you knock yourself out of the game. Here's your question, DC Simmons. Good luck. In a standard court for basketball, the point that is 7.24 meters from the center of the basket in NBA is known by what term? You're saying to me the throw line. The correct answer is. It's the 3-point line. I'm going to defer to Egg on this one. I'm not sure that that is the technical name. But I will defer to Egg on this question as it is his question pack as to whether or not that's an acceptable answer. Egg fried cheese, what say you? A heck of a free throw. Would be. Yeah, it's a valiant guess, but it looks to me, based on the chat point, it's a live vote, is it not? Oh, Egg's rewriting, I see. Druska could have answered herself. Well, I'm based on that. I think there are a number of throw lines. Oh, that's a really awful place for the camera to get stuck. Throw line would be incorrect. I'm going to go with incorrect for that, I'm afraid. 3-point line feels like... Okay, final word from Egg Fried Cheese, so you can say that's incorrect. Unfortunately, DC Simmons, that's the wrong answer, and you've been purged. Play continues to Brian. So, Brian, decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. As before, if you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. If you don't get a response in, by the way, I will default to giving you the question to play. Half question. The average adult has approximately, passing it straight away, no time wasted there, passing it to Drahuska. So, Drahuska, this question is for you. So, Drahuska, here is your final question. Potentially your final question. It might not be, but your question from the final. I'll shut up now. Here's the question. The average adult has approximately how many feet of small intestine inside their body? This is to the nearest foot. 10 seconds. Drahuska is saying 4. Correct answer is 22. Yes, there would be some wriggle room, probably, but not as much as that. 22 feet. Yes, apparently you've got 22 feet of small intestine. I did check this. Approximately 22 feet of small intestine inside the average human body. So unfortunately, Drahuska 4 is the wrong answer, and you've been purged. So, play now cycles back around to Storm Vision. Who knows how this works? Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. And if you wish to nominate somebody else, as ever, you must indicate who in your response. Which chemical element? Storm Vision's going to play. Okay. So, Storm Vision. Last question of the game, and this one's for you. Here's the question in full, Storm Vision. Good luck. Which chemical element is named after the Latin designation Hafniae for the city of Copenhagen in Denmark? Storm Vision is saying hafnium. Maybe a bit of a clue in the question. Let's see what the answer is. It is indeed hafnium. Well done, Storm Vision. And for the first time, even though there is only one player left, you have still got to tell me who you are choosing to eliminate by whispering. As it goes, the person is a Game of Thrones adage. The person who passes the sentence should swing the sword. So, Storm Vision, who are you going to purge? As anticipated, Brian, unfortunately, a good pass early on, but not enough to survive, and I'm afraid you have been purged. So, at the end of that rather shorter game of the Purge, congratulations go to Storm Vision. You've survived the Purge. So, I will thank Egg for that question pack. Maybe a little bit short-lived, possibly a little bit off with the difficulty, but as with this game, it's a sort of perfect storm. If you get a particularly difficult Purge question, and you also get a question that sort of threw people through a loop a little bit there, so 80% getting that first question wrong, then yeah, you're going to get a shorter game. That's how it goes. But Egg's going to sit this one out and rewrite the 9 questions for this bet so we can play it for round 4 if you want it. Potentially, Egg. I would still need to plug it back into the app, which would take me about 10 minutes, which might be really tedious. But hang on to the majority of it, rewrite it anyway, and we'll use it again next time we play. Because the app doesn't save, I can't just copy overwrite it. So it's either The only thing I can suggest, Egg, is you directly edit the JSON, which would be the only way of doing that. Yeah, if you want to edit the JSON, give me a second. I'll then send it over to you if I haven't already. Egg fried cheese. Egg fried cheese. Click and drag and drop. September 26th B. Yeah, there you go, Egg. Honestly, every time I press Keshi, every time I click press export to JSON, which is the button in the app, I sing that export to JSON, na 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 na, export to JSON. Oh wait, no, where did he go? It went to that folder there. That's very funny. Yeah, Brian would have got that afternoon question. I know Brian's a bit of an old science bod, so well played there, Storm Vision on surviving. So Egg is going to rewrite that question pack. We may or may not play it tonight. It's already 9:30, and we're going to do my my themed pack, which is coming up right now. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what the time is doing. It would be nice to see a few more of Eggs. He's going to rewrite those and maybe dilute some of the difficulty if he edits that JSON file and can do that before the end of the next game. So we're going to roll the credits again. And then I will see you for game number 3 very shortly. Congratulations, though, to Storm Vision. You have survived the Purge. Thank you very much to Toadboy for that 3-month subscription there. Thank you for the continued support, and lovely to have you here, Toadboy. Hope you're keeping well. Right, I press the Be Right Back button. I'm going to update the question pack to September 26th, question pack C. A reminder, this question pack is written by me, and it has got a bit of a theme to it. It's not a particularly... it's not a very esoteric theme. It's more just a general theme running through the questions. But I'm sure you'll pick up on it very, very quickly, unless it's a short game again. Yeah, and Matt's on standby because there's something I might need to VAR check by him as and when we get there. So, yeah. There is a theme running to it. Hopefully you'll like the theme. Mrs. Flush thought the theme was very clever. You may or may not agree, but... yeah, let's go there now. Let's start game number 3. Sometimes that animation's in time, sometimes it's not. I don't know what's going on with that. There we go. BDZJ, if you want to come and join the game. 40 slots available for Royal Flush's second pack of the night, third game of the night, and there's a little bit of a theme running through it as well. Why don't we zoom in on my eye? You see the quality of the camera there. I have an eye. It's going to be the Purge. Purge. That could be quite scary. Zoom out a bit. Okay. 4th spot from the left on the top line. Yeah, there's like Storm Vision's always... Storm Vision, Score Count's always slightly off the screen when he plays the Escape Artist. Apart from that one time when he wasn't. 27 players in the game. Clive, JPB, Storm Vision, Keshi Head, ABME, Frontery, Brigbother, Paulus Cetra, Brian, Carl VII, Arlamage, Cola Cola, Ardenfetz, Natter, Shadowmane, Puzzle Down, Dogfish, Drahuska, Apodo Nuevo, DC Simmons, Oguapo, Jack Wilfred, We Like Shapes, Matt the Ref, Amy, Score Count, Mogra, Listwitz. J-Box. Hello, J-Box. And goodbye, Mogra. So if what was I going to say? Who won the last game? Storm Vision. Who won the first game? Mogra, I think. Who's just left this game? So Keshi corner. I would do corner. I would do corner. I would do Keshi if it were a corner, but it's more of just a spot on a row, isn't it? So, Keshi corner, the Keshi spot. That could work. Right, we've got 29 of you in. We're going to get down to that bottom row. Keshi alcove. That works. Keshi spot. Oh, excuse me. Anybody else want to come and join before I lock the lobby up? The Keshi head. That would work. I'll give you another 30 seconds to come and join. Here's Apple Cars. Welcome, Apple Cars. Mogra, I don't know if had to go AFK all of a sudden, but spot's still available. The Keshi head. I've often had this joke that if I ever opened up a pub, it would be called the Cock Insider. That was a joke that was funny when I was a student, but really hasn't aged very well at all. And I feel slightly dirty and a bit awful having said that out loud on stream. It's obviously less funny than I recall it being. The chicken in wine is a better name, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to say that joke again. Right. Yeah, family friendly. I'll count you back from 10. 9. 8. Mogra's back. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Lock the lobby. Let's purge. And once again, a reminder that we start the game with the tiebreaker, and this will come into effect if we need to break the ties a little bit later on for the order of the final, and also if there are more players left when we get to the final purge, more than 5 players left when we get to the final purge. The answer will be numeric, answer in digits, and from now on you're whispering to Persephone's Twitch bot. Here is your tiebreaker question. From launch to splashdown to the nearest hour, how long did the Apollo 11 mission take in hours? The 0th question, I like that. We used to refer to having a 0 life in certain Mega Drive games we used to play when we were kids. Yeah, to the bot. We like shapes in effrontery not getting an answer in, so your tiebreaker will be read as the maximum, which is about 46 quintillion or something like that. So if we get to a tiebreak, effrontery, and I think it was we like shapes, you're not going to be up the high on the priority list. Answer was 195. It took just over a week, 8 days, 11 hours or something like that, from launch to splashdown. So that's your tiebreaker question. Let's go to the main game. Question number 1, and remember there is a theme running through here, both through the Purge questions and through the main game questions, and I'm sure you'll pick up on it. It's kind of quirky. 50% is the breakpoint. If 50% or more of you get this question wrong, we will trigger a purge. We hope we don't trigger one this early, but as we know, it can happen. Good luck. Question number 1, options are pond, river. Portrayed by Matt Smith from 2010, the 11th Doctor's companion was Amelia who? Effrontery and we like shapes again not getting an answer in. I'm wondering if they might be AFK or possibly something not quite working there. Oh, hello, darling.
Hello. You alright?
Yes, I'm good. Correct answer was a pond. Let's see how many players got that one wrong. Let's see what's going to happen. Start the purge meter. Oh, you're here, we like shapes. Good stuff. Oh, Whisper's not working. That's a problem. And the clock has stopped at 25.8%. 74% knowing that one. Just 9.7% abstaining. 16.1% going for a river. Yes, Amelia Pond is the answer. If you click the bot... if you click the bot and then click Whisper to her, that should see it good. But yeah, pond was the answer. Well done. Most of us getting that one right. We've avoided a purge. Let's go on to question 2. Purge meter comes back down to 40% as it drops down. 40% incorrect rate will trigger a purge. Here is question number 2. Options are Richard Burton, Henry Fonda. The question is, the 1981 film On Golden Pond saw which actor win the Academy Award for Best Actor? Frontie's got an answer in now. Lovely. Seems like that's working. Keep my eyes on We Like Shapes there. There we go. We Like Shapes has got an answer in, and that is time. No worries, Effrontery. See what the answer was. It was B, Henry Fonda. Yes, Henry Fonda starred in On Golden Pond in the 1981 film, won the Academy Award for Best Actor. Let's see how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. Not a clean board. 40% is the break point. Are we going to hit it? We're halfway there. And the meter's stopped. 29.03%. 29% going for Richard Burton. Just 71%. Sorry, 71% going for Henry Fonda. No abstentions there. Nicely done. You've avoided a purge again. Let's go on to question 3. Still 31 of you alive as that purge meter drops to 30%. 30% or higher incorrect rate will result in the first purge. Good luck. Question 3. Options are 3, 8. In the railway series Thomas the Tank Engine, what number is the engine Henry? A is 3, B is 8. And that's time. Correct answer was 3. Yes, Henry is engine number 3. I think Duck was engine number. Was it Duck? Or
I don't know.
No, Duck was a bit higher than that. I can't remember who number 8 was. It is Duck. Shadowmane is telling me it's Duck. Good. Hopefully you've spotted the trend by now. 3 was the correct answer there. 30% is the cut-off point to trigger a purge. No abstentions, so let's see how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. Again, not a perfectly clean board here. Still climbing. Still climbing. And we've hit it. 35.5% of you were incorrect there, and you have triggered the first purge. Yes, 35% thinking the answer was 8. Maybe there's a bit of a Henry VIII twist going on there, but 64.5% of you are going to be safe, but 35% of you are going to be facing this purge. Let's find out who's going to be in it. Stormvision, Keshiher, Arlemage, Kola, Ardenfett, Natta, Puzzledan, Drahuska, Matt, J-Box and Applecars. You are all in purge number 1. I wish you all the very best of luck. This is not a multiple choice question. You have 20 seconds to answer. Here it comes. Which country's national anthem was replaced in 1984 with one entitled Advance, country name, Fair? You know this one, Jack Wilford. Well, you're fine because you're not in the purge, so you don't need to know it necessarily. Just a couple of seconds left. Arden, Fetz and Drahuska, I think we're out of time there. Let's have a look what the correct answer was and who survived the purge, if anyone. It's Australia. Stormvision going for Germany. So despite winning the last game, Stormvision is going to be going out on the first purge. Ardfest didn't get an answer in Nanta Drahuska, Natta Yugoslavia, Pozzodan France, Apple Cars just over the river, or the sea I suppose, going for New Zealand, but unfortunately not the right answer. Well done to J-Box, Matt the Ref, Cola Cola, Keshi Head and Arlemage. You have all survived that purge, but unfortunately Stormvision, Ardenfetz, Natta, Puzzledan, Drahuska and Apple Cars. That's the wrong answer, and I'm afraid you've been purged. On to question number 4 we go then. Can we remember the theming? We will find out in a minute. 60% is now the break point. If we get a 60% or higher incorrect rate, you will trigger purge number 2. Good luck. Here comes question 4. Options are Lionel Richie, Marvin Gaye. The song 3 Times a Lady was written by which singer? And time. Let's have a look what the answer was. It's A, Lionel Richie, sung by the Commodores. Yes, great song. 60% will trigger a purge. Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. We're halfway there. And we've stopped. 36% of you getting that one wrong over Marvin Gaye, but the other 64% were correct. Einmal, zweimal, dreimal, eine Dame. I actually genuinely sung that at my my best mate's wedding, Ash, because I was best man, a part of my best man speech, because he's an opera singer and his wife is German. So as part of the best man speech, I said something like, you might have all of the fabulous Italian, German arias to sing to your now wife, John, but remember, if you really want to woo her, you only need to remember the fated words of, and then I said Krista Berg, because for some reason I got it into my head that Krista Berg wrote that song, and then I sang that Bill Bailey German version of 3 Times a Lady. Everyone thought it was hilarious, especially the Germans in the room, actually. So, well done, you have avoided another purge. Let's go on to question number 5. Reminder that this is the last point at which there are 2 options after this question. You get 3. Breakpoint is now 50%. 50% or more of you get this one wrong. We trigger purge number 2. Here's question 5. Options are Argentina, Italy. The footballer Lionel Messi plays for which international side? Matt happy with this one. More sports questions, please, says Effrontery. I'm trying to get more sports questions in, actually. I am trying my damnedest. Let's have a look what the answer was. It was Argentina. Argentina. 50% of you or more getting this one wrong will trigger a purge. Let's see what's going to happen. Start the meter. Not a clean sweep, but very high scoring nevertheless. 16% of you wrong, 84% knowing the answer was Argentina. Well played, you have avoided the purge. Let's go on to question 6. Options increase to 3 now, and the breakpoint drops to 40%. 40% or more of you get this one wrong, and we are going into purge number 2. I'm hoping you've spotted the theme of the round, or the game. Put another 50p in the meter. That's the budget version. The budget version of the purge, Ash. Okay, question. You've not spotted the theme yet? Okay. Well, keep watching. It'll turn up eventually. It's the same theme running through the purge questions as well. Question number 6. Options are Evita, Tell Me on a Sunday, Aspects of Love. The song Don't Cry For Me Argentina features in which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical? Brig just out of time on that one. More musical questions. Matt telling me 10 incorrect will trigger the purge. Let's see what the answer was. It's A, Evita. Evita was the answer we were after there. So, a percentage of 40% or higher will trigger a purge. Let's find out how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. Climbing. And stopped. 1 abstention, 1 person saying Tell Me on a Sunday, 1 person saying Aspects of Love, but the majority, 88%, getting Evita. Very well done, you have avoided a purge. Let's go to question 7. Breakpoint now dropping to 30%. That's getting a little bit scary now. So, 30% or more of you get this next question wrong, you will trigger a purge, and anyone who gets the question wrong will be in that purge. I haven't actually said that yet tonight. You're in the purge if you get the question immediately before the purge wrong. If you cause the purge, you are in it. So, question number 7 coming up. Options are Mary, Martha, Maria. The subject of Evita was Eva Perón, the First Lady of Argentina. What was her real first name? 5 seconds. And that's time. Let's see what the correct answer was. It was Maria. Maria was the answer to that one. So, let's have a look and see if we're going to be triggering a purge this time. 30% or more. Effrontery's got the theme. Nicely done. And Egg Fried Cheese is rewritten, so we may well have a 4th game tonight. Egg Fried Cheese, getting a bit more action out of Egg Fried Cheese. Let's start the meter and see if we're going into purge number 2. No, nobody thinking Mary. Just the one abstention, 2 people thinking Martha, but 88% getting Maria. Well played, you have avoided a purge. Let's go on to question number 8. Yeah, I'll do that, Egg. I'll run it through the JSON decompiler just to make sure it's all logically sound, at least. Not logically sound. What's the word I'm after? The syntactically sound. Where's my zoom gone? There it is. Right, question number 8. The breakpoint is now 20%. 20% or more if you get this one wrong. We go to purge number 2. A, B or C. Options for question 8 are syntactically, yes. A, Hamlet. B, Antony and Cleopatra. C, Romeo and Juliet. The song Maria featured in Bernstein's West Side Story, a modern retelling of which Shakespearean tragedy? Harlem H? No, out of time on that one, so it's going to be an abstention. I've no idea why that's doing that. I should probably change the auto size of the text mesh. In fact, let me do that and make it so that it doesn't... question text. It's because it doesn't auto size. Why is it not auto sizing? See, that gets bigger, but if I make it... There we go. Pop that down to 30 and then it will cram it into the top line. It means the text gets smaller though, which I think I wanted to avoid. You did. Okay, fair enough. Didn't notice the chat prompt. Got to pay attention. Right, let's see what the answer was. C, Romeo and Juliet. So if 20% or more of you get this one wrong, then we're heading into purge number 2. Let's do this one at a time. First of all, let's find out the abstentions. One player, 4% of you abstained. How many players said Hamlet? Nobody. Nobody saying Hamlet. How many players said B, Antony and Cleopatra? Certainly not nobody. Getting closer, but you have just avoided another purge. I just thought I'd try that one out just to see if that gets the tensions rising a little bit. Yes, 3 players going for Antony and Cleopatra. 84% go for Romeo and Juliet. The majority of you knowing that one there. Well played. You've avoided a purge. Let's go on to question number 9. Carl telling me now 3 wrong is the threshold. 10%. It's not got down to 0%. I did test it the other day. It will go to 0%, and that means we will have an automatic purge after question number 10 if we don't have one now. So a purge is on the horizon. And because I've made those boxes bigger, it's now cutting off the text mesh there, which is really annoying. So I need to fix that because it's just a tiny little aesthetical thing, but that's really very irritating. Right, question number 9. Here come your options. Stag, horse, snake. Question is, the logo for the car manufacturer Alfa Romeo features which animal? Time. Let's see what the answer was. It's a snake. Ah, snake, ah, snake. So, just 10% will trigger a purge. It looks like we had some abstentions there, so it might be we have one automatically just off abstentions. Who knows? Let's have a look. Start the meter. That looks very decisive to me. Whoa! Yes, you have triggered a purge. 12% of you abstaining from that, 24% going for horse, 32% going for stag, and 32% plumping for the right answer, which was C, snake. You have triggered purge number 2. Let's find out who got that one wrong and who is therefore going to be in it. Clive, JPB, Abme, Effrontery, Brig, Paulus, Brian, Arlamage, Kolish, Shoutmain, Dogfish, Apodenwevo, Aguapo, We Like Shapes, Amy, Listwitz, and Mogri. You are all in this purge. J-Box, Score Count, Matt, Jack, DC Simmons, Car the 7th, etc. and Keshi Head. You have avoided this purge. You can relax for just a minute. People who are in the purge, you must get this question correct. It is not multiple choice. If you get it wrong, you are purged and out of the game. Good luck. Here's the question. The 2008 film Australia starred Hugh Jackman in the lead male role. Who had the lead female role? Point, that is why I had it overlapping the line, because I don't like it shrinking when it reaches the end of the line. 10 seconds to get an answer in. Less than 10 seconds. 5 seconds to get an answer in. Shadowmane, Dogfish, there we go. So everyone has at least submitted an answer. If you get this one wrong, you are immediately eliminated from the game. Let's have a look what the answer was and what you all said. It's Nicole Kidman. Clive going for Halle Berry, JPB going for Angelina Jolie, Kate Beckinsale, Jenny Agutter, Drew Barrymore, Katy Perry, Hugh Jackwoman, and Meg Ryan. The offerings from the players are incorrect. Unfortunately, those are all genuinely incorrect, and you will be removed from the game shortly. ADME, Brian, Dogfish, Cola, Arlamage, Aguapo, We Like Shapes, Listwitz, and Mongra. Congratulations, you have survived that purge, and you will rejoin the rest of the pack. However, Clive, JPB, Effrontery, Brig, Paulister, Shadowmane, Apodo Nuevo, and Amy, you failed to answer correctly, and I'm afraid you've been purged. On we go to question number 10. 17 players remain. 2 purges down. Nice. The dog has decided to have a feast on a pair of Megan's underwear, and it has really not left much of it there. It's... Our dog does that. She's gross. Like that. Grim. Really, really grim.
Dog.
Sorry, 17 players remain. Yeah, sorry, I'll focus back on what I'm doing now. We've had 9 of potentially 20 questions and 2 of potentially 5 purges. We are down to 17 players. We need to get it down to 5 before we trigger the final purge. This is the last question where there are 3 options. After this, it goes up to 4. Here comes question number 10. Options are The Holy Grail, Meaning of Life, Life of Brian. Which of these Monty Python films features a monstrously obese character called Mr. Creosote? Breakpoint is 70%, so 70% or higher incorrect rate will result in triggering a purge. That is time. Let's see what the answer was. Meaning of Life was the answer. Meaning of Life. So, I'm going to do this in an interesting way. Let's find out, first of all, who abstained from that question. 5.9%, 5.88% to be exact, abstained from that question. How many people said C, Life of Brian? 70% is what we're avoiding. 23.5% said Life of Brian. The purge meter is just shy of 30%. It's nearly halfway there. How many people said The Holy Grail? 17.6%, which means you have avoided another purge. 47.06% getting that wrong, 52.9% getting it right. Congrats, you have avoided the purge. Let's go on to question number 11. There are now 4 options for each question, A, B, C or D. The breakpoint has now been set at 60%. 60% or higher getting this one wrong will trigger purge number 3. Good luck. Question number 11. Options are 42, 53, 89, 67. According to Douglas Adams, the meaning of life, the universe and everything is which 2-digit number? I recognise it's actually the answer to life, the universe, and everything, but I'm trying to get a theme going on here. We've had an abstention, so it's not going to be 100%. Let's see what the answer is. It is, of course, 42. Let's see how many of you got that one wrong. Just Mogra who didn't get an answer in. Everybody else getting that one right. Well played. 5.9% incorrect. You've survived the question. Let's go on to question 12. Still 4 options. Breakpoint is now set at 50%. Breakpoint before purge number 3, that is. Question number 12. Options are Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush. Question is, who was the 42nd President of the United States of America? A bit of thinking time on this one. 2, 1, time. Okay. let's have a look and see what the answer was. It was Bill Clinton, William Clinton, yes indeed. So 50% is the break point for this question. There were quite a few abstentions, so people obviously thinking about it quite a lot. Let's have a look, see exactly how many people abstained from this question. Quite a few. 29.4% abstention rate on this question. That does put you in a very precarious position heading up towards that 50% mark. How many people said C, George H.W. Bush? %11.8%. George H.W. Bush was the 41st President of the United States. Two more wrong answers to reveal, George W. Bush and Ronald Reagan. How many people said George W. Bush? At least one. 5.9% saying George W. Bush. So, we're at 47.06%. If anybody said Ronald Reagan, I think if my maths is right, then we are going into a purge. If no one said Ronald Reagan, we will avoid a purge once again. Let's have a look. How many people said Ronald Reagan? At least one. And that does mean we are going into it. It was only one, 5.9%, which means 52.9% incorrect rate. We have triggered purge number 3. Ooh. Don't tell me that doesn't add drama. I think that adds great drama to the game there. But I will wait your feedback on whether or not it genuinely does. So, we've hit the break point. So we're going to a purge. It's purge number 3. Let's find out who is going to be in it. Admi, Cetra, Arlo Mage, Cola, El Guapo, We Like Shape, Score Count, J-Box and Mogra. You are all in the purge. Well done to Keshi Head, Brian, Carl the 7th, Dogfish, DC Simmons, Jack Wilfred, Matt the Ref and Liswitz. You have survived the question and are not in the purge. So, must get this question right, you contestants, you 9 contestants, in order to stay in the game. No multiple choice here. Good luck. Here is the third purge question. Nicole Horn is the main antagonist in which shooter game first released in 2001? A couple of people getting answers in. You're running out of time though. We Like Shapes, I think, just out of time there, unfortunately. Let's have a look at what the answer was and how many people got it right and how many people got it wrong. It's Max Payne was the answer. Doom, Resident Evil, Bayonetta, nope, no idea, no answer, Nerp and Doom. Only Arlo Mage getting the right answer there. Yes, Max Payne, Nicole Horn, is the villain in that game. So, well done Arlo Mage, you have survived that purge. As for Abmi, Cetra, Cola, El Guapo, We Like Shape, Score Count, J-Box and Mogra, unfortunately you've done very well to get this far, but that is an incorrect answer. And you've been purged. On we go then to question number 13. 9 players left. There's room for 5 in the final. We've got 8 questions. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, 8 questions left. Or 2 purges. Or getting down to 5 players. Currently 9 of you still alive. Megs, yeah. Could you possibly grab me another cider? Yeah. Thank you. Middle. They're in the middle shelf of the fridge. Thank you, baby. Don't mind whichever one's closest. So, you've got a bit of breathing room though, because the break point has been set at 80%, which would require an awful lot of you to get it wrong in order to trigger that purge. Here comes question 13. Options are The Lord of the Rings, Eragon, The Chronicles of Narnia, Harry Potter. The question is, the English actor William Moseley starred in which fantasy film series? Thank you, sweetie. Gotta get an answer in. Dogfish just out of time there. That could have some weight towards the final scoring. Let's have a look and see what the answer was. The Chronicles of Narnia. Chronicles of Narnia was the answer. So, let's see how many players got that one wrong. Start the meter. Quarter of the way there. Or to 100%. Over halfway to 80%. We're over half of the players now getting it wrong. And we've stopped. 55.6% incorrect. That high breakpoint certainly giving you a little bit of breathing room there. And it means you have avoided the next purge. 44.4% getting that one right. 11% going for Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. I think that's just one player, one abstention. And then 2 players going for Eragon. Yes, Chronicles of Narnia was the right answer. Let's go to the next question. Got it by elimination of the ones I knew. I will tell you in just a second, Listwords, which character we played. First of all, we're going to do question number 14. Breakpoint is 70%. Options are Susan, Lucy, Edmund, Peter. Question is, which of the 4 Pevensey children was the first to discover the land of Narnia? Two, 1, time. It was Peter, Listwitz, was the answer to the previous question. William Moseley played Peter. At this point, it should be hopefully fairly obvious what the running theme is for this pack. Let's see what the right answer to this question was, though. It was Lucy, the youngest of the Pevensey children, was the first to discover Narnia. Let's see if everybody got that one right. Start the purge meter. Certainly not. So we're up to at least 2 players getting it wrong. 3 players. Just the 3 players getting that one wrong. 1 abstention, 1 player saying Edmund and 1 player saying Susan. Lucy, 66.7%, getting the correct answer. Well played. Let's go on to question 15. Question 15 is the last question for which there are 4 options after this. The options go up to 5. So, good luck. The breakpoint is 60%. Question number 15. Options are Kirsten Dunst, Emma Stone, Angelina Jolie, Scarlett Johansson. Which actress played the character Lucy in a 2014 film of the same name? Just in the nick of time there, Car. Living dangerously. You watching clips of the movie this week, will you, Ash? I've still not seen it yet, but I would quite like to. Correct answer was... It was D, Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson played Lucy in the film of the same name. So we had no abstentions there. So let's go one at a time and find out who said what. First of all, how many people said A, Kirsten Dunst? At least 2. Exactly 2. 22.2% going for Kirsten Dunst. How many people said C, Angelina Jolie? At least 2. At least 3. Exactly 3. 33.3% saying Angelina Jolie. So, again, we're in this position where we need to have had nobody saying Emma Stone in order to avoid triggering purge number 4. How many players said B, Emma Stone? Absolutely none, which means you have avoided the purge with a 55.6% incorrect rate. 44%, so 4 players getting the answer. Scarlett Johansson there. Well done, you've avoided a purge. Let's go to question 16. 5 questions left, 2 purge opportunities, but now there are 5 options per question. A, B, C, D or E. Very best of luck to all 9 of you. Here is question number 16. Options are J.M. Barrie, Rudyard Kipling, Arthur Conan Doyle, Robert Louis Stevenson or Lewis Carroll. Question is, A Study in Scarlet is the first novel in a series by which author? just in the nick of time, Dogfish. Most of us knowing. Hopefully the correct answer there was C. Arthur Conan Doyle. It's first of the Sherlock Holmes stories. Right. 5 incorrect will trigger a purge warning, so 50%. If 50% of you or more have got this one wrong, we go to purge number 4. Let's have a look. Start the meter. Just the 2 players getting that one wrong. One going for Robert Louis Stevenson, one going for J.M. Barrie. 22.2% incorrect. Most of you getting Arthur Conan Doyle there. Well played. Let's go on to question 17. Breakpoint has now dropped to 40%. That is getting dangerously low. So, question number 17. 40% or more giving me a wrong answer will trigger purge number 4. Good luck. Here are the options. Merlin, Gawain, Lancelot, Percival, or Mordred. Question is, according to Arthurian legend, who fought the Green Knight? And that's time. What's the connection? I can't remember what the last question was. God, is it Arthur Conan? Arthur. Oh, thank you. I can't remember my own questions. Arthur was the connection to the last question. Yes, I'm giving it away now. So each question, the connection has been connected to the answer of the previous question somehow. And the same has been going for the purge questions as well. So I'm giving the game away at this point, but mainly because I forgot what the connection there was. Let's have a look and see what the answer is. It's B, Gawain. Gawain was the answer that we needed. So, if 40% or more of you got this one wrong, then we are going into purge number 4. Start the meter. We're halfway there. And it's still climbing up to 22%. And it's still climbing up to 33%. Those of you observant will know what that means. We are going into the purge. Yes, 66% of you getting that one wrong, in fact. More than enough to trigger that 40% breakpoint. 33% going for Gawain, 22 for Merlin, 22 for Lancelot, and 22 for Percival. No one saying Mordred, no one abstaining at this point. Matt's got his VAR standing by. He's actually in this purge, so it'll be interesting to see what he says. Here we go. Let's see who is going to be in this purge. Actually, I don't know that Matt's in this purge. He might not be. Let's find out. No, he is in the purge. There we go. Brian Liswitz and DC Simmons have avoided this purge, and it means if everybody gets it wrong, then they will go through to the final purge. If 3 or more of you survive the purge, the game will continue with the breakpoint set at 90%. If 3 or more of you get it right, then we continue. If 2 or fewer, if 2 or 1 of you, only 2 or 1 gets it right, then we will go to the final purge. Good luck. This one is not multiple choice. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players: Dogfish, Matt, Keshi, Jack, Arlamage, and Carl the 7th. Here is the 4th purge question. Max Verstappen is a Belgian-Dutch racing driver who, as of 2020, drives with which team? Everybody's got an answer in. Let's wait for that clock to tick down, and this is where I need to get my VAR from my regular F1 expert. So, the answer is, let's find out. And then I will tell you why I had a conundrum over this. And I prepped Matt that I needed a VAR on it, but I didn't tell him the question ahead of time. But let's have a look and see what the answer is and who got it wrong. It's Red Bull Racing. As it happens, Matt, I don't need a VAR check because Keshi and Jack have gone completely the wrong answer. My query was going to be, is Honda a correct answer? Because it's Red Bull Racing - Honda. And I didn't have Honda down as a given correct answer. I had Red Bull Racing RBR Red Bull, but not Honda. So that was going to be my question. Honda would have been incorrect as the engine supplier. Thank you very much. That's the thing I wasn't sure about because I don't really follow F1. But Keshi and Jack both getting that one wrong. Car, Arlamage, Matt the Ref, and Dogfish, congratulations. You have survived the purge. And there are not enough eliminations to trigger the final purge yet, which means we are going to see these last few questions and maybe not see purge question number 5 at all. But unfortunately, Jack Wilford and Keshi Head, that's a wrong answer, and I'm afraid you've been purged. 3 questions or 1 purge left. At this point, you want to try and make it to the end run, and then it will be done on points. There are only 7 of you left, so 2 of you will be lost before the final purge. Good luck. Question number 18. Here are the options. Alexander Windsor, Peter Phillips, James Mountbatten Windsor, Samuel Chatto, David Armstrong Jones. Gaiawin was the nephew of King Arthur. Which of these is a nephew of the current monarch, Elizabeth II? Abrupt change of direction for the question. That is time. Let's have a look at what the answer was. It's David Armstrong Jones. The other ones are all distantly related to the Queen, but she only has 1 niece and 1 nephew. The nephew in question is David Armstrong Jones, the son of her sister, who is Princess Anne? Margaret? One of them. Anyway, 90% or higher incorrect will trigger purge number 5. That would be a bit of a bloodbath if we get to that point. Let's find out what's going to happen. Start the purge meter. It's a long way to go. If all of you have got this one wrong, it will of course trigger the purge. And that would be a bloodbath and potentially risk no winners. If 100% of people have got this one wrong, it is over halfway there. We might be heading into a bloodbath. 90% is the cutoff. We're up to 80. It is slowing down. Is it going to hit? No, it's not. It's stopped at 85.7%. With, I think, 2 abstentions there. 1 person, I think, going for David Armstrong Jones, and over half going for James Mountbatten Windsor. So that 1 person, congratulations, you have saved everybody else from going into a purge by getting that one right. But of course, if you got it wrong, you'd have been in the purge yourself. Who was it who got that one right? Because it doesn't actually say. And that's part of the fun of the game, actually. I am Spartacus. You can start doing all that stuff now, but it doesn't even tell me in the notes. It doesn't even debug who was incorrect. DC Simmons is saying you're welcome, claiming credit for that. Let's reset the purge meter and go on to question number 19. Matt would have got that right had he actually whispered. DC Simmons getting it on enough to guess, it would seem. The breakpoint has dropped to 80%. There are only 2 questions left and only 1 potential purge, which means this pack has worked out quite well. Good luck. Question number 19. Options are Virgin Radio, Mellow Music, BBC Radio 4, LBC, or Classic FM. Question is, Alexander Armstrong is a host on which national radio station? Brian just getting an answer in the nick of time there. Yes, the connection there being Armstrong from the previous question. Let's have a look and see what the right answer was. It's E, Classic FM, which I used to listen to quite a lot. Apparently he's just taken over as the host for the flagship programme in the morning, taken over from John Suchet. Quite like Alexander Armstrong. He did a weekend show up until recently. Might still do that, actually. 80% is the breakpoint. If 80% or more of you get this one wrong, we are going into that final purge, whether you like it or not. Let's have a look and see what's going to happen. Start the meter. Not a perfect round, but might as well have been. Only 1 person getting that one wrong. 14.3% incorrect, going for Mellow Music. Everybody else going for Classic FM. Well done, you have avoided the purge. Let's go to the last question of the main game. Don't get here very often. In fact, it's the first time we've got here tonight. Question number 20. There are 5 options as ever, and if we don't have a purge and lose 2 players after this question, then you will go through based on your scores. Good luck. There are 5 options. The breakpoint is 70%. Here's question number 20. Options are Thomas Tallis, J.S. Bach, Haydn, John Cage, Tchaikovsky, Classic FM features largely orchestral and choral music, but from a music history point of view, which of these composers is considered classical? Just tipping over onto the next line. I really must fix that text mesh. I'm not at all happy with it. Matt just getting an answer in the nick of time there. Let's have a look and see what the answer was. It's Haydn. Yes, J.S. Bach is Baroque, Thomas Tallis is Renaissance, John Cage is modern, 21st or 20th century, however you want to look at it. Tchaikovsky was romantic, late romantic. So, 70% will cause a purge. There were no abstentions there. Let's go one at a time just for kicks. How many people said D? No. Yes. No. No. Let's go E, first of all, for banter. How many people said E, Tchaikovsky? Still climbing. Oh, and it stopped. 28.6% saying E, Tchaikovsky, not the right answer. How many people said B, J.S. Bach? Continue the purge meter. Do I want to say B? No, I don't want to say B. I'll save B. How many people said A, Thomas Tallis? Nobody. How many people said D, John Cage? Nobody. How many people said B, J.S. Bach? Not nobody. Yeah, I'm really dragging this one out, Keshi. Are we going to hit 70%? Is it going to get there, or is it going to stop short? It's still climbing. It's still climbing. And we've hit it. Only just 71.4% incorrect. 42.9% going for J.S. Bach. Only 28.6% saying Haydn. My maths isn't very good. I think that is 2 players giving me the correct answer there, which means the other 5, I believe, will be going into the purge. Let's find out who they are. It's Brian, Arlo Mage, Dogfish, DC Simmons and Listwitz are in this 5th purge. So we're in the unique situation of having seen all 20 questions and all 5 purge questions, and we're going to get to see all the, well, maybe get to see all the final questions. We might not if we don't get 5 players there. Matt the Ref and Carl the 7th, you are safe for now, which means you are not quite guaranteed through to the final, because if everyone gets this right and your scores aren't high enough, you still won't progress. But first of all, these 5 players have to contest with this 5th purge. DC Simmons, Arlen Age, Listwitz, Dogfish and Brian, you must proffer a correct answer at this point in order to survive. It is not multiple choice. Good luck. Here is the 5th purge question. Red Bull may give you wings, but which coloured animals were on parade in a 1941 Disney film? I need both the animal and the colour, please. There's an answer from everybody. Before I reveal the answer, because I'm aware you could argue that question is contentious. Right, so before I reveal the answer... Oh, Keshi's put the answer there. I was going to say, Dogfish, can you send me and whisper what you would have put? But now I feel like I'm bound by the question slightly, because it does say which coloured... it's alright, Keshi, don't worry about it. I encourage people to put answers in after the chat. It's not on you, it's on me for not being clear enough with the question. It does say which coloured animals, and it doesn't say you need to name the colour. Let's find out what everybody said and what the answer was. It was pink elephant, and I'm going to go with my gut on this because both DC Simmons and Dogfish have said just elephants, and because the question isn't clear, it just says which coloured animals. It doesn't actually say to name the colour. I'm going to be lenient on this, and I'm going to give points to Dogfish and to DC Sims. I'm going to condone those answers. I haven't had to use the condone method yet this game, but I'm going to now. So Dogfish, elephants I am going to accept, and DC Simmons, elephants I am going to accept. That is on me for not phrasing the question properly, not on Keshi for putting the answer in the chat. I do encourage people to put answers in the chat as soon as the question is no longer live and no longer affects people. It's only because I didn't phrase that question well enough and I'm feeling a bit lenient. And also, it gives us a nice round 5-person final, which is quite nice as well. Unfortunately, Dumbo was the film in question, Brian, but not the animal on parade. You got the colour right, Listwitz, but it did ask for the animal, so I can't condone that one, I'm afraid. So, unfortunately, at the very last moment, Listwitz and Brian, I'm afraid you've been purged. And once again, we have got a perfect final with exactly 5 players getting there, having seen all 5 purges and all 20 questions. Car, Arlamage, DC Simmons, Matt the Ref, and Dogfish. Out of idle curiosity, because I'm sure you'd want to know, Car the 7th is actually in the lead with 15, followed by DC Simmons with 13, then Dogfish with 12, Matt with 11, and Arlamage with 10. So we've got a very clean cut thing there. The tiebreakers, such as they are, the closest to the tiebreaker was actually Matt the Ref with 25 away. So you 5 are in the final. Congratulations. Let's go to the final purge. All but 5 players have been purged, but only one of you can emerge as the champion. Car, DC Simmons, Dogfish, who won the first game, I believe, Dogfish, Matt the Ref, and Arlo Mage, which reminds me, I must put up a leaderboard for this somewhere in the Discord. So, only one of you can emerge as the champion. I think you all know the rules. You've all been here before. Arlo Mage was in the first final, DC Simmons was in the last final, Dogfish was in the first final. Car hasn't been in the final, Matt hasn't been in the final, but I think you've both seen how it works, so I won't go spend all the time going over the rules again. Hopefully you'll be able to figure it out. So, let's start this off. Car, you've got control of the game, so you decide whether you're going to play first or last. So F or L into the bot now. Car, do you want to start or do you want to go last? Car the 7th has chosen to go first. Questions will therefore be asked in descending order, starting with Car the 7th. So Car, you're going to have this first question. You'll see half a question. You must then make up your mind based on that half a question whether you want to play or pass. If you're going to pass, you must indicate in your whispered message who you want to pass it to. So, good luck, Car the 7th. Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. And of course, if you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. So your half a question, Car, is which Beetle you're going to play it or you're going to pass it? Car's going to pass this one to Dogfish 44. So Dogfish 44, you've got the honour of the first question. This question is just for you. Maybe a bit of tactics going on here. Car the 7th passing to a player who he knows isn't British. Maybe he has caught hold of the fact that Beetle was spelt in that way with an A rather than with 2 E's. Dogfish, here's a question in full. Good luck. Which Beetle was born first? Ten seconds. Saying to me, George Harrison. Is that the right answer? No, it was Ringo Starr. Ringo Starr was born first, is the youngest member of the Beatles. So unfortunately, Dogfish, that was a good pass from Car. You've not found the right answer, and unfortunately, Dogfish, you've been purged. DC Simmons, the game now passes to you. Same rules apply. Play or pass based on half a question. So decide whether you want to answer the question or nominate somebody else. And remember, if you nominate somebody else, you must indicate who you want to nominate when you submit. We've seen a good pass from Car. Here's your half a question. With a total area of 2.7 million square kilometres. Oh yes, Keshi, you're right. Good catch on that. Yes, he was the oldest, not the youngest. He was born first. So that's my bad. Sorry. Good catch. So, Dogfish likes this DC fellow who has chosen to pass the question over to Car the 7th. So, Car, this question's for you. Matt the ref and Arlo May sitting over on the side there, just thinking, don't come over here, not just yet. Guard the 7th, here's the question in full, good luck. With a total area of 2.7 million square kilometres, what is the largest landlocked country in the world? Car is saying to me, Kazakhstan. Is that the right answer? It is Kazakhstan. Well done, Car the 7th. Your knowledge goes ahead of you, and unfortunately DC Simmons, that was a bad pass. Car the 7th has got the right answer, and I'm afraid he's knocked you out of the game, and you've been purged. Play continues. Oh yeah, it's covered by the whisper box. Yeah, that's a problem. It's hopefully something's going to be addressed in the near future. Matt, game passes to you. Decide whether you want to answer this question or nominate somebody else. DC would have gone out anyway, he reckons. If you wish to nominate somebody else, you must indicate who in your response. So, Matt, Morgan Freeman, Hilary Swank and Clint Eastwood. Matt's choosing to play this question. He's going to take it on himself and decide his own fate. Not Mean PG, select Matt the ref. Okay, Matt, this is your question. He's hoping, I'm guessing he's hoping to see something that he thinks he's hoping to see. Maybe. Let's have a look, Matt. Good luck. Here's the question in full. Morgan Freeman, Hilary Swank and Clint Eastwood all won Academy Awards for their roles in which film? Five seconds, Matt. No, he's out. Good luck to Car. That is probably not the right answer, but let's double check. It was $1 Million Baby. Morgan Freeman winning Best Supporting Actor, Hilary Swank winning Best Actress, and Clint Eastwood didn't win Best Actor, but he did win Best Director. He also won Best Picture. So, Matt the ref, that is not the right answer, and unfortunately, you've been purged. Deciding to play and it not panning out. So, would have been interesting actually if Matt had got that one right as to who he would have eliminated, who he would have purged, because it would have been a tactical decision because of where the game goes next. But academic now, and we're going on to Arlo Mage. Two far ends, the left and the right. Decide if you want to play this one, Arlo Mage, or if you want to pass it back to Car. You're going to take your own fate in your hands, or are you going to give it to Car to try and hang himself, as it were? It was the best of times. It was the... Play or pass, Arlo Mage? 5 seconds before you automatically assign to play. That's a bug that I need to fix. Ash wants to say a certain thing. Hold on to that, Ash. Stop chatting now. Is all I'm going to say. Stop. I know you both want to say it. Arlo Mage, you didn't get an answer in time, so you are automatically assigned this question. I need to fix that bug, that's why it's coming up on the wrong thing. But Arlo Mage, this question is going to be for you, because by default, if you don't get submit an answer, you take on the question. So Arlo Mage, this question's yours. This is the start of the question. Well, it should be coming up in the chat, and if it's not, that's my bad. No, it is definitely coming up in the chat. So, Arlo Mage's question is coming in now. Do keep your eye on the chat. I'll give you a couple of seconds just to let this catch up to where you are. You have been automatically assigned this question. And here it is in full. It was the best of times, it was the blurst of times, is a line parodying Dickens that features in which TV show? Ten seconds, Arlo Mage. Saying horrible histories. Is that the right answer? No, it's The Simpsons. Yes, all the messages being deleted by moderators. I appreciate everyone's enthusiasm and I love the meme culture that's going on here, but it just so happened that this one was exactly what I had in mind for this one. Yes, it was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. You stupid monkey. Unfortunately, Anime's Horrible Histories is the wrong answer, so I'm afraid right at the end of the game, you've been purged. So, after a full roster of 20 questions, full 5 Purge questions, and all 4 of the potential final questions, we have one champion who has emerged, and that champion, after playing an absolute blinder, is in the shape of Car the 7th. Congratulations, Car, you have survived the Purge. Well done, Car. Well done to you indeed. One little bug I've got to fix there, and I need to fix the issue with the text mesh because that's really annoying that it shrinks. What I'll probably do is just set... Thing is, I don't want to set it just to default to a really small size, but I should be able to find a way of getting it so that it collapses height-wise so it doesn't overlap the question boxes. Because I made the question boxes bigger on advice from David there, actually. Yeah. So still a couple of little things to do in that, and I've got to tweak the app so that you will be able to submit questions. Yay! And then we can have guest question packs for this. So that is it, and that is officially the end of the season. I know we had the season finale last week, but got to have a couple of PSs afterwards just to trial run the new game. But that is definitely, absolutely, definitely going to be it from me. I think Egg. I'm very grateful to Egg, who has put in that has redone his question pack, but it's already caught to 11. So I'm going to call it there. It takes slightly longer than I thought to play this game, especially when the internet dies halfway through. But fortunately, it died at an opportune time to actually manage to recover it to a sensible position. Congratulations to all our winners. To who won game number 1? I've forgotten. Mogra, I think, and then. Storm Vision winning number 2, and then Car winning number 3, and of course we've got Dogfish who won last week, and David who won last week as well, or on Tuesday. So yeah, that is the end of the stream, and it is the end of the season and the end of the post-season. So that is completely it, completely gone. Thank you again so much to everybody who has who's subbed and resubbed, and to Pokenuts for that incredibly generous sub bomb of 18 new subs earlier on. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking with me through all this season and in the post-season as well. It's been enormous fun. And I really hope that you like my humble offerings of my new games that I'm bringing to you. There is more coming in Season 2. There's a new idea in the pipeline which is going to be technically different, which is why the only reason I haven't started it yet, because it's got a slightly different back end, so to speak, to it. But yeah, that's it. Season's done. Season's over. Congratulations to all the winners and to everyone who keeps coming back week in, week out. Thank you all so very, very much indeed. Car, you've got the great honour of winning the very final game of Season 1 of Game Night. Just a reminder that I'm not here next week. I'm not streaming next week. I'm off next Tuesday and next Saturday. But next Tuesday, you've got Duel with Ash. And next Saturday, you've got Ash's charity stream, which you should definitely go and support. And Ash is in on his usual Wednesdays and Fridays as well. So very busy week for Ash next week. You've also got Matt, who's back with Take It or Leave It on Monday. You've got Quets in on Thursday afternoon and later on this evening if you're a bit of a night owl or in a different time zone. And you've got no Quizzy Down this week and no Royal Flush this week. So it's all Matt and Ash this week to look forward to. But I'm sure you'll have a great time with that. I will try and poke in around the door for as many of those as I can. And say hello. But once again, just thanks so much for all the support, all the subscriptions, all the love, and just for coming back week in, week out. It's been an amazing season. I've really enjoyed this game. Season 2 is going to be starting on Tuesday the 6th of October with an evening of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's going to be the season opener for Game Night Classic, which is going to be Tuesday. Tuesday nights are now going to be Game Night Classic, and Saturday nights are going to be Game Night Originals, as you've seen from the opening credits for this. Discord is there. If you want to come and join the Discord, please do so. It'd be lovely to have you along. Do come and say hi and come and hang out with us. And all the information gets pumped out there. So, yeah, Game Night Classic is going to start Tuesday, October the 6th, and Game Night Originals is going to be the Saturday stream for Season 2. And we're going to start Season 2 off with, like I say, Millionaire on the Tuesday, and then the Saturday is going to be Danger Zone 2, and then The Purge. Is going to be the opening of Season 2 for Originals. So, and yes, with the new season, it does mean I'm going to be clearing all played players for Millionaire. So there'll be a fresh slate for if you want to come play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you get to come back and have another bite of the cherry, if you like. So leaderboards in that respect are going to be reset. And then we've got the Escape Artist to look forward to. I'm going to give Google that a break for a bit. But it is going to make an appearance in Season 2. But we've had so much Google that, and it is so much fun to play. But I'm aware it's only 12 players. I'm also aware it's quite time-consuming to write questions for that one. And I think you can have too much of a good thing. And I don't want that game to become tired and boring and tedious for people. So we'll rest it for a few weeks. But it will be making frequent appearances in Season 2. And then, yeah, onwards and upwards from there. That's it from me, though. It's been wonderful talking to you all. Thank you so much for playing The Purge. I hope you like it. I hope you think the changes work. And if you have got any further changes, apart from the two I've highlighted, that bug with the speech bubble and the text mesh for the question, do drop them into the suggestions section of the Discord. It would be lovely to hear from you. For now, though, I am going to go and probably watch Castle in bed with my wife. I have been Royal Flush. Thank you very much for watching. Until Season 2, be absolutely splendid and wonderful to each other, and I will see you there. Peace out, take care, and good night. And good night.